D&D starts in 45 minutes, and I have done zero preparation. So, come along with me. We have 45 minutes. Let's go! So, last the party had left off, they had escaped the town of Claypot after one of the party members, our warlock Warander, which is plucked straight from, what's the name of the show, babe? Or the book? The Shadow of What Was Lost? High quality fantasy names are in short supply. Who got arrested after killing his arch nemesis, but who was revived, and then trying to convince the townspeople that he had nothing to do with it, when in fact he was the one that killed that man. So now they are leaving town and are on their way to one of the party members, our druid Lyra's hometown of Flint Rock, where they are investigating a mark that they found on a stone tablet in a dungeon in a swamp. Trying to explain the entire plot of the campaign seems futile. So instead, I'm going to tell you what we have to do today. So, currently a problem we've had the last couple of sessions is I feel like they've dragged a little bit. There has been combat, but it's been relatively slow paced or involved not all of the characters and hasn't been super high stakes in nature. We've introduced a lot of new context and key NPCs, as well as had a lot of lore drops recently. Whether or not my players remember them or picked up on them remains to be seen. But at this point, I think we need to increase the stakes a little bit. So my priority for this session prep is to come up with 1 to 2 key scenes that I can drop on the players and kind of accelerate the plot. I want to make sure they're not getting bored and that they are still highly invested in the story. We're kind of at a transition point right now between the first arc and kind of the beginning of the second arc, although we aren't really going to get into the full swing of things until a later point in the story, and trying to figure out how to bridge that like literal chronological time gap has been a bit of a struggle. So that's primarily what we're thinking about today. So the first thing on my to-do list is to design the town of Flint Rock. Flint Rock is one of our players' hometowns, which means that there are already some like pre-created NPCs that my player made. Going off of that, we also want to develop a couple interesting buildings, key NPCs the players could run into. I think it's a great place to start and then can really spark those inciting moments that I was talking about earlier. And then as part of each session, I have these documents that I build out for each town. So for example, here is the one I have for the town they are in currently, which is called Claypot. You zoom in, I have like demographic information, so population, a general history, locations, and then on the backside we have notable people and potential plot hooks, and then a couple of added notes I added secondary, but those aren't always there. So what that means is I have this kind of one sheet that I can add into the campaign binder, and then whenever they return to that town, any notes that I have about them should be kept kind of together. How good I am at taking those notes during the actual session varies from day to day, but I try my best, and hopefully that
keeps everything organized. I tend to over-prepare, so a lot of the times it's difficult to keep track of all of these people and locations in my head. So having these one sheets is a really great reference for me to go back to and fall back on if I need to review anything. One of the more physical things I have to set up ahead of a session is the music. I truly believe that all sessions are made better with music, and for me at this point, it's basically a requirement. I like to use Pocket Bard, and then I just kind of pick out which songs I want ahead of time or which moods. Not sponsored, but I do really, really love Pocket Bard. So if you play D&D and you're looking for some way to have really immersive soundtracks and music that flow really nicely with no transition interruptions, I would definitely recommend checking out Pocket Bard. They have a free version that has everything you need, but I do pay for the premium because I want to support them and I want them to keep making more music. So check out Pocket Bard. You'll have very important the snacks.
our sorcerer, Gel, who's played by our friend Aiden, he is a wild magic sorcerer, so he uses this D100. I have no idea where I picked this up over the years, but he uses this to roll on the wild magic table, which is always fun.
'86, not bad.
Not bad.
And happy birthday.
It is. Thank you.
It's a cheesecake, so that's good.
Yeah, tiny.
Fighters. Training thing next week is a little scuffed. I'm very outraged by it. What? The training thing